Did you ever think about the fact that over 80% of the ocean is like a mystery waiting to be solved? Most of it is unexplored, unseen, and unknown by humans. Some say what you don't know can't harm you, but the ocean can be really scary. Warning: if the sea makes you nervous, you might want to skip watching this video. Man stuck on ocean floor for 3 days. Think about being stuck in a shipwreck at the bottom of the ocean in complete darkness and silence for 3 whole days. In 2013, a big wave hit, breaking a tugboat's cable and flipping the vessel while it was pulling an oil tanker in the Atlantic Ocean near Nigeria. The cabin doors were locked for safety, trapping 12 crew members. Harrison Elkaina, the cook, was lucky to be in the restroom during the storm and barely survived. As the ship sank into the dark ocean, Harrison was stuck in a cold, wet room with no food or water and no hope of making it. He had less air than needed for a day because his room was filled with water and carbon dioxide levels were rising fast. The only thing keeping him alive was a small opening where light showed that rescuers were searching. Sadly, they didn't know if he was still alive. Harrison had to swim into the darkness to reach them, but he almost ran out of oxygen. Miraculously, he made it back to the air pocket, caught his breath, and tried again before finally reaching the rescuers in safety. Strange hand touches submersible. A team in a little submarine had a surprise when exploring the deep, dark Greenland Sea. While they were busy working, a mysterious white hand with 4 fingers and a thumb suddenly tapped on the glass behind them. One crew member was filming, and the other was keeping an eye on the submersible. When they noticed a shadowy object swimming away, the camera focused on its head, revealing webbing between the fingers and a creepy, otherworldly face. They shared the 2 minutes and 17 seconds video on YouTube, and it got a lot of attention. People started wondering if it was a mermaid, an alien, or just a clever trick. Some thought it was real, while others had doubts, pointing out the creature's quick movements and the floating stuff in the water. Even though people didn't agree, the encounter became a mysterious story, making everyone think about what else might be hiding in the deep, unknown parts of the ocean. Let's just hope whatever's out there is friendly. Deepest shipwreck ever discovered. Deep in the ocean near the Philippines, the U.S. Samuel B. Roberts, a shipwreck from World War IE, has been found 7 kilometers beneath the surface. This discovery marks the deepest shipwreck ever located. Back in World War II, the U.S. Samuel B. Roberts played a crucial role as a destroyer escort ship. On October 25th, in that historic battle, Admiral William Bull Halsey Jr. led the American forces in a counterattack against the Japanese Imperial Navy. The U.S. Sammy B, despite being part of a smaller group of ships facing a much larger Japanese force, bravely engaged in a fierce battle. Unfortunately, the ship suffered severe damage from Japanese gunfire, leading to water entering and causing it to tilt. Now, the U.S. Samuel B. Roberts rests silently on the ocean floor, becoming a part of the mysteries that lie in the deep sea. Hole in the Pacific floor. Scientists made an amazing discovery that shocked the science world. They found water seeping up from the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. But it's not just any leak. The special chemicals and where it's happening make it super interesting. The leak comes from way down, about 4 kilometers under the ocean, right at the edge of a big tectonic plate, 80 kilometers off the coast of Oregon in the Cascadia subduction zone. The Earth's crust is like a big puzzle, divided into pieces called tectonic plates that move very slowly. Here's the concern: since earthquakes often happen near these plate edges, if the water flow stops, stress could build up, leading to a powerful earthquake. This fault could trigger a huge magnitude 9 earthquake in the Pacific Northwest, wrecking cities in the northwestern United States. It's a pretty scary idea, and experts think it could happen in our lifetimes. The Dragon's Triangle. In the western Pacific Ocean, there's a mysterious place called the Dragon's Triangle, also known as the Devil's Sea, where ships and aircraft have mysteriously disappeared. similar to the stories of the Bermuda Triangle. This area, between Japan and Taiwan, is famous for tales of huge sea monsters, ghost ships, and even dragons. Some people believe that this triangle works like a doorway to a different dimension, where time and space act strangely, but that's a bit hard to believe. The first recorded disappearance happened in 1952 when a Japanese research vessel vanished. Since then, there have been many reports of ships and planes going missing without a trace. People have come up with different ideas to explain the strange happenings in the Dragon's Triangle, like magnetic quirks, big unexpected waves, or underwater volcanoes. Some even think it's aliens or extinct sea creatures causing the vanishings. Whether or not these stories are true, the legend of the Dragon's Triangle keeps captivating and scaring people worldwide. So if you ever decide to go into these waters, be aware. It's at your own risk. The Mariana Trench. Imagine you decide to explore the super mysterious and scary place hidden deep in the Pacific Ocean. The Mariana Trench is where you'll end up. It's the deepest spot on Earth and is home to some of the weirdest and scariest creatures you can imagine. This trench is more than 1,500 miles long and a super deep canyon, about 36,000 feet down, all narrow and long. The pressure at the bottom is so strong. It's like being squished by 50 giant jets. It's crazy dark down there, and the temperature is freezing. Now, let's talk about the creepy creatures living in the Mariana Trench. Imagine the anglerfish with its glowing lure, just one of the strange beings in the trench. There are also huge squid, octopus, and crabs with super long legs. But the scariest might be the goblin shark, a deep-sea hunter that can sense even the tiniest movement. With its long snout and sharp teeth, it can freak out even the bravest diver. Not many people have dared to go into the Mariana Trench because it's full of scary and mysterious things. So if you ever get close, watch out. You might become the next meal for one of its frightening inhabitants. Giant squid. In the big Pacific Ocean, there's a place called the Sea of Cortez, once full of old volcanoes near the American coast, protected by the Beja Peninsula. But when the sun sets, something spooky comes out. The red devil, also known as El Diablo Rajo. It's not a made-up monster. It's a real sea creature called the Humboldt squid. A gang of about 1,000 of these creatures, each as long as a person and weighing as much as 100 pounds, shows up from the deep ocean. They have flashy skin that sends messages, and they're pretty smart, talking to each other. Even though they light up, these squid are tough hunters. They've got 10 arms with hooks and suction cups that pull their prey toward their beaks, which look like raptor claws. If you get caught by these Humboldt squids trying to defend yourself, usually doesn't work. They only stop hunting when it's morning, and then they go back into the water, waiting for the next chance to attack. These creatures are so strong that they can even flip over boats, making nowhere safe. So in the Sea of Cortez, watch out for the red devil because there's no hiding or running away. Share in the comments which of the above terrified you the most. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.